Hello, friends, and welcome back to HJC Games. Hayden here, as always. I got something super exciting for you today. Got the end to our Double Masters series. I understand, very, very short series here, but we kind of got into the game a bit late, so really not much we can do. I also understand this is a Charizard playmat. Now, Charizard's not a magic card, but Charizard treated us very, very well for our Eternatus V10 opening, so I thought, what the heck, let's keep him here. He'll hopefully treat us well in the round of Magic. We got 4 packs today. That's it for the big boy packs. And in terms of what I want to talk about, I want to talk about Call Time. So previews have started for Call Time. We haven't seen too many things. We've seen like a double-faced god that turns into an equipment, a dwarf berserker like commander, things like that. So we don't fully know what's happening. You know, we don't know if there's. Let's check on the triangle. How's it looking? Man, look at that triangle. The swords and everything. Looks great. But anyway, we don't know if there'll be any masterpieces or anything like that, or what in the collector's edition. There's still an unknown slot. They've released a lot of the contents, but they've got this unknown slot that they're not telling us about, and we don't really know what's in there. We'll have to find out. But right now, it's looking like it's going to be a major tribal set. So then we have to start thinking about, you know, what's really going to drive the sales here. Okay, I don't know what that is, but I think it's Council's Judgment, which is terrible for us. Ugh. Oh, it starts with an S. Okay, Magus of the Will. Sword of War and Peace. Sword of War and Peace is good. Stoneforge Mystic. Ooh, Stoneforge Mystic is one of the better borderless foils we could get. What's the other? Phyrexian Metamorph. So the exact opposite. One of the worst ones we can get. And what are our foil lands? You have foil plains. Forest. So we don't really know if there's going to be any masterpieces to drive up the price here. You know, that's a big price driver for the collector's edition. But Tribal tends to go well in EDH, and we have something very important, a card called Realm Walker. Now, Realm Walker is the Buy a Box promo, but I believe he can still be found in a set since Wizards has stopped with the whole making Buy a Box promos unique to, you know, buying a box after the whole Nexus of Fate ordeal. But this guy is crazy. He's basically like a tribal commander for any tribe in the world, like a changeling level 1, kind of like Morpheron the Boundless. So he's probably going to be your big chase mythic. And the other thing that's going on in this set is there's a whole bunch of dwarves and berserkers. We saw Magda, who was the kind of the dwarf lord and commander first. She was the first one, ooh, Lightning Greaves, kind of previewed for us. So she has caused all sorts of price ripples. Phyrexian Revoker, Rage Reflection, and what do we have here? Thoughtseize. I love this art. I really do. I love this Thoughtseize art so much. You can't see it as well here, but she's like taking a puzzle piece from his mind. And what's this one? Sword of Light and Shadow. All right, the swords are still selling well, so that's pretty good. We want swords. We want Stoneforge Mystic. That's good stuff. Let's lay these out up here. Let's move these lands. But because of Magda, we've already seen Swampin Island. Some large price increases for dwarves. All sorts of old dwarves are expensive as shit now. They're just driving up the price like crazy. So, I mean, that doesn't mean the dwarf EDH deck is going to be good, but that's an interesting thing to start investing in. What are the good dwarves in Magic? I'm not talking 7 dwarves. 7 dwarves is not the level of dwarf we're looking for. We're looking for Torbrand, you know, that type of dwarf. So that'll be an interesting thing to sort of see, because as we all know, EDH is the price driver nowadays. Standard, Wizards wants Standard to be cheap, so most Standard sets, you know, unless something hits an EDH, isn't going to be worth a ton of money. So that's, ooh, Fatal Push. So that's what we're kind of looking for along those lines, is how good is the tribal support? So the last time we had a tribal set, Mana Reflection, I don't know if that's any good. Oh man, that is a gorgeous card. I just love that card text. Destroy all creatures, they can't be regenerated, no flavor text. Another Thoughtseize. Okay. Give me a mythic. Another sort of Light and Shadow. Okay, weird. That was a different pack collation than last time. Very, very, very weird. Very weird. So the last tribal set we had was Ixalan. Nice. Which is a, I'm going to go with notoriously poorly received set. just across the board, people didn't like Ixalan. And a big problem was the draft environment was really bad. The flavor, Rosewater has said multiple times, was a huge hit. Flavors like pirates, dinosaurs, vampires, South America, for those who don't know. So there's a good chance Wizards has figured out the problem here. You know, the big problem in draft was the archetypes could never really cross. Like, you had to commit to pirates or dragons or whatever. And I believe there was a bit of tribal stuff in Modern Horizons, was there? Because there were shapeshifters. So I want to say there was. So I want to say that they probably learned a thing or two, and that the limited environment here will be better. We'll see. The limited environments since Ixalan have been absolute fire, just absolutely amazing. So I actually have a lot of faith in them that they'll do that well. For everything Wizards does wrong, they make another great limited environment. No joke. Deep Glow Skate. Wow, the foil on that is really good. The actual card itself is worth garbage, but the foil is good. All right, what do we have here? Another Blood Moon. We got that from our first one. Our last shot at a Force of Will. Give me a Force. Give me a Force. It's a mythic. It's another Blightsteel Colossus. I think we got that exact pack collation in the first video. You guys will have to go check it out. So I have faith that Wizards will actually do the limited environment right now, because they have been doing a good job with that lately. We'll see, of course. We'll definitely have to see. But, God, these are kind of rough. I don't know how I feel about these. But that's not going to affect the sales of the collector's booster either way, whether or not the limited environment sort of works out. That's just going to affect the sales of your draft boosters, which have already been really, really, really struggling because of COVID. So a big portion of this set that's going to be really interesting is figuring out how it slots into EDH. You know, if there's a lot of good dwarves in here, we could see the whole dwarf subset of rares and possibly even uncommons be way higher than we'd ever expect. So that's kind of where we're at now. Snowlands look like they're coming back, so Snowlands will be an interesting thing to kind of like, I guess, speculate on. There's Snow Basics, there's all sorts of older Snow support, and people tend to love Snow stuff. So we'll have to see. I'm still hyped for Kaldehim. I've still got plenty of things pre-ordered. There'll be tons of openings here. I have a few. I'm a little nervous about how the set's going to go across overall, but you know, I got to get in there. I've got to open a bunch of it, so I'm going to push through that and hope for the best. So that's about all I've got. Kaldehim official previews start January 7th, so we'll start talking about Kaldehim a whole lot more around then. My Vivid Voltage boxes are finally shipping, so those videos will start up soon. We're going to wrap up the first, or the last of the Zendikar Rising collector's boxes first. But that's sort of the next steps for the channel and what content we've got lined up on the docket. I'm going to bid you guys a good night right now. You know, be good to one another. It's Christmas.